we go.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John don't come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do.
Florida man standing in his sunroof while driving his Cadillac down I-4.
What you gonna do, what you gonna do when they come for you?
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, of course, coming to you from the second craziest state in the Union, the United States, for my international viewers who are watching. Family's been in the States since 1565, and we love our crazy down here because, we don't hide away our crazy people. We haul them out so everyone else can enjoy them. So I'm glad you're here to enjoy not only the crazy about the state of Florida, not only to enjoy the Florida state of mind when it comes to holidays like Memorial Day, the official start of summer, or what I like to call the kickoff of the invasion of Florida of tourists. But we're also going to talk about some Floridians who you don't know, may not know, who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. So, folks, remember Memorial Day, it's, barbecues are cool. Barbecues are cool and everything. But I'm very grateful that my late World War II veteran grandfather made it a point to teach me the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. And I kind of remember the difference. He'd go to like this Memorial Day parade. I don't even know if they still have it anymore in Abington. And he took me and he's like, it's the difference between, his army buddies that he lost when he fought over in Europe and the ones who were able to come back safely. So I always remind people the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, especially on this channel. And when you guys find out about some of these Floridians who gave the ultimate sacrifice, you will understand why when you're going into combat, hell yeah, you want Florida men on your team for real, for real, for real. All right. So speaking of that, I'm going to bring on one of my special guests. I'm going to kind of make this a routine thing, kind of rotating through bringing some Floridians who actually live here on the panel. So here with me again is Tom F. How you doing, my dear?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Going great. It's going good. It's going good. Did you get a really big, fast-moving storm coming your way?
Yes, I did. It came through. The dogs basically crapped themselves and, clung to me and Linda, and then it left. But, you did say it's like fast and that it was gone. So it's one of those Florida weather things.
Yeah, summer is back. I mean, Professor X came running off of the porch. And under the he hides either under the couch, under my bed, or under Camera Girl's bed. So those are like the three places that he like to hide out when, not when it's just, raining and a little bit of thunder that's not too loud. We had the thunder and lightning that was shaking the windows. Like yeah. I shut my computer down completely. I'm like, okay, shut it down.
You have to. You have to when that happens. Even with the surge protector, it doesn't matter. Battery backup, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Once the windows start shaking, it's like, look, just shut it all down. Go get something to drink and come back in about 15 minutes or so when the storm has passed. Which reminds me, for a lot of you tourists down here, what they don't tell you about the Florida weather is it can be sunny, and then all of a sudden it's thunder, lightning, seriously huge downpour of rain. And then the sun comes out like nothing has happened.
Well, what about the wonderful effect in Disney where you're walking on one side of the street and the other side of the street is pouring rain and the other side's perfectly dry, and you see all the tourists going, how is Disney doing that? It ain't Disney.
It's Florida weather where it can be raining on one side of the street and it's not raining on the other side. That's just what happens. Or my favorite, when it's raining and it's sunny outside. And as my grandma would say, that means the devil is beating his wife. That's what I don't know. I don't make this up.
How'd she come up with that one?
I don't know. I think it's a cultural thing. I think it's a Southern Black American thing because
I'm pretty sure that the devil's wife is one bad biatch and she's going to kick his butt back.
I'm just like I was like, I don't understand the logic of that, but I just think it's so darn funny.
Well, it is, and I wore a shirt for you.
Oh, what shirt's that? Gunshine State, yeah. Did you get that in St. Augustine?
No. I got that because of this.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say St. Augustine has the best.
They have good shirts.
They have good shirts. Like don't really California, don't New York, my Florida, and some other ones like.
I've had it with don't New Jersey, my Florida, don't New York, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love going there. Hey, Talia says, I wonder how fast I can cut the lawn.
How fast can you run?
You can in Michigan because here once you start seeing clouds, it's like, okay, go get the laundry off. Go get the laundry. Well, my grandma used to do that because she did not have a dryer. It's hot, Florida, so she's like, take everything
too many
down.
Bugs to land on the clothes in Florida. Sorry.
I don't know. It was just something she was used to doing for so long, hanging the laundry out, but early enough to know when the storms would start coming in, like around 1:00. So I remember I'd have to help her get like all the clothes off the line and then help her fold them while we were watching the stories.
Oh.
That's what I remember. And storming and just like crazy outside. I'm like, this weather's crazy. I want to go home. But there are 37 of you folks in here watching so far. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the Welcome to Florida stream. And Scott Westbrook, thank you so much. Just blessing with those 10 gifted Reina Creole memberships. Thank you so very much, my dear. Let me hit you up as always. Let's see. We use this. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel that way. Scott's always supporting the channel. So many of us he's out here supporting. So if you got a membership gifted from Scott Westbrook, make sure you tell him thank you so much. So many things for channel members. Most importantly, channel members get exclusive access to the Welcome to Florida streams 48 hours after they air. So if you're a channel member, you don't have to worry. You can just go back and watch it. But if you're not, 48 hours and it's gone. Keely, that's so funny. New Jersey is where New Yorkers and Philadelphians go to dump their garbage. Poor Jersey. Although
you just had to answer them.
Who did I tell somebody? A friend of mine in Europe. I think I told her, I said, was it Belgium? That's the New Jersey of Europe. Because it's like between France and Germany to like get there, they'd have to go through somewhere. I think it was Belgium. They're just like, yeah, that's like the New Jersey of.
You gotta remember, New Jersey is the armpit of America.
Mm-hmm. Armpit and petrochemical state.
Yep. And I'm not going to say where we live because it's not PC right now.
Hey, Snorter Poop, it's good seeing you, my dear. So good to see you as always. Another one of my amazing wrenches, along with Tom, and we've got Jed Revin Wolf. How you doing, my dear? Saying hello to me and to Tom F. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. We have got Kay Revin Wolf in the chat as well. Hello, my dear. Says hi, guys. And let's see, we have got Linda F. Hey, Linda. Says hello, the Reina and everyone in the chat. Good to see you, my dear. As always, I hope you're doing well. Izzo's places. I'm driving. Can't chat, but I'm here. Well, thank you. Thank you. Just listen in. So glad you're here, my dear. Let's see. Yes, please do drive safe, Izzo. Yeah, drive safe because there's so many idiots out there that when it rains, they start putting on the freaking hazard lights
And do 40 in the fast lane.
and do 40 in the fast lane. I don't get it. They're not from the tri-state area because we're still flying.
Pictures they had to deal with snow.
Yeah.
I think I'd pay to see that.
What,
put them in a
Floridians
big
drive?
field with bumper cars
Mhm.
and put some fresh snow down and see what happens.
They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. One year I'll never forget. I think I was like in high school, and it snowed. Was it middle school? It snowed all the way from Cape Cod to Florida. It was this crazy storm. Happened to happen around Christmas, and it
Ooh.
took us 12 hours to get from right outside of DC to the Georgia state line. 12 hours because we're
That was
driving
like
in the south.
in the early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Early 90s. And no salt trucks. No salt trucks. No one knows how to plow snow. Meanwhile, folks from up north, the snow tires were like, at least we'd have, the snow plows out and the salt trucks. There's just nothing going on. And we get to Jacksonville. There's ice. They don't know how to drive on ice. So there's accidents all over the place. So only if you had relatives who had cars, there was snow tires, is the only way you went out somewhere. It was crazy.
1996 snowstorm. Yeah, CJ, I think that's right.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, talk about hell. We got into Florida just before they shut down the state line. And I think they said that hadn't been done in I don't know how long. I think it was like the first time that had ever been done because people were trying to go on the side roads, but they were closing off the side roads. And the only thing that you could get there was on I-95 and they shut it down. My aunt couldn't even get over the Rice Creek Bridge. Because the Rice Creek Bridge was frozen. Yeah, because they couldn't drive up Jacksonville. They were turning them back.
That's insane. That's insane.
Absolutely nuts. I will never forget that. Snow on the darn palm trees. I'm like, this is so crazy. May have to do a show on that because it was something else. Something else. Hey, Goofar35, I see you. Snorter Poopus is Pinellas County for the win. Well, we shall see. We shall see. It's not a show unless Pinellas County shows up. Hey, Ron says, hiya. How you doing? How you doing?
I saw Ron last night.
Oh, yeah. You guys were having a good old time.
Wish you were there. It would have been fun.
Yeah, I have streamed. I'm like, man, I miss it. I could have been hanging out with y'all. Hey, Lonnie, how you doing? Good to see you. This is howdy, folks. We've got Mark Daly who says, greetings from the capital of Florida, a.k.a. South Georgia. Yep. Up from where some of my relatives went to college. Not Florida State. Florida A&M. FAMU. Yep. I had relatives who went to FAMU and others that went to Bethune-Cookman. So the classic every year. I couldn't pick a side. I'm like,
Bethune Cookman, that's over by Ponce Inlet. That's over there. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I love that area though. That area is gorgeous.
It is. Hey. You're so sweet. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I've been to the States since 5:30 p.m. Okay. Unless you went out of the country, didn't tell us. Ron says, welcome to Florida, the sunshine state where we have too much sunshine and it makes you go nuts. Yeah, there, you know what? I tell people it's not just exclusive to Florida, but it's that subtropic to subtropic. You see some of the craziest stuff. Because like I'll see what happens on some of the islands in the Caribbean, and I'm like, they do the same thing in Florida. That's nothing new.
It's called getting baked legally.
Yes. Baked and dehydrated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dehydration will make you do some silly things,
Mm-hmm.
and a real nasty sunburn doesn't help.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides, we're just like, the same weather it was yesterday. And the day after that, and the week after that, the month before that, the 6 months before that. Mark says we don't hide our crazies, but we keep them out of government so they don't do damage like California.
Have you seen the mayor of Orlando, Mark? Have you seen the mayor of Orlando?
Oh my gosh. But who's Buddy Dyer? Did he finally not decide to run?
God.
Hasn't he been there? He's been mayor since Nixon was in office, right?
He's like Pelosi. He's this vampire that won't die.
He won't. Although I do think he finally decided not to run, and that's probably because the state flipped crazily red. I think that's it. But between the mayor, let's see, the Orange County mayor, I don't know how the heck they do that. The one whose wife, I think she got voted out of Congress, was in Congress. Disney loved them. I'm just saying. Yeah, Orange County. I tell you, Orange County is so it's this bastion of liberalness, bordered by the other Florida counties in Orlando that are not.
Why do you think I'm in Brevard? We got nuttiness there, but at least we're not liberal.
One step over, and I would be literally half a mile. I'd be in Osceola County. That's dang it. If I would have known that before I moved. Yeah. But I would have known that before. I thought I was in Osceola County when I moved here. And when I found out I wasn't, I was so pissed off. Hey, Thanatos, good to see you. Good to see you. And let's see who else we got in here. So many of you. Hey, CJ, God's playing bowling. Oh, yeah. If I would have told that to my grandma, she would have claimed it was blasphemy. She would tell me, first of all, this is superstitious. Oh, I shouldn't say superstitious, but old Southern stuff, whatever. So there's like lightning and thunder, the house is shaking, all of this. They're lighting the kerosene, little hurricane lamps with kerosene and stuff like that, covering up all of the mirrors. I don't get it. And saying, the Lord is speaking. And I was about to say, well, can the Lord speak a little softer? Because this is I couldn't say that and live. So I.
Oh, you didn't want to tempt fate? You didn't want to tempt fate?
I didn't want to be in trouble with my grandma because my grandma wasn't crazy. My grandma was Afro-Latina. And let me tell you, you don't want her throwing a shoe at you. No.
No, they're like boomerangs.
Yeah, she would either. Here's the thing: she'd throw the shoe to stun you, and then she'd come behind with a switch. Okay, so we no, we did not want to do that. No.
Ow.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh no, that's no. I had the rolling pin from my grandmother, the marble rolling pin from the Italian grandma.
Oh my God.
That's what I got.
It was nuts. I will have to have my sister on where we talk about visiting our relatives in Florida when we're, because that's what would happen to a lot of me and my other friends where the grandparents lived in the deep South and they would send us down there to quote unquote get away from the northern craziness or what they deemed was northern craziness. So they ship us all down there in the summer. And you're like, where's the mall? What are you talking about? Well, we have a general store. We could go into town once a week. I'm like, I'm not going to survive this.
And you're waiting to hear banjo music and stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, boy, you got a pretty mouth. Come over here.
Yeah. Like, wow, feed store is real. Bait store is real.
The bait store also sold alcohol. That's the scary part.
Mm-hmm. Bait and other, and other things. I mean, in hindsight, I'm glad I did because it really did teach me a lot of common sense stuff like, let's see, how to properly gut a fish.
Well, you've been to North Jersey, right? You notice the
Yeah.
difference between South Jersey and North Jersey. And back in the 80s, the early 90s, North Jersey was still barren. So it was like going into, Redneckville. It was crazy. And it's like you went to another state just going 40 minutes north. It was just nuts. It was nuts. And the mannerisms were just like going to the South. It was a completely different way of being. City boy going to country area, you're like, what's at this large body of water? Where'd my sidewalks go? What is this?
There's no road. Okay, well, there's a road, but then there's dirt.
Yeah.
People park on like the dirt. There's like a house, and then maybe 200 feet, there's another house. Or, well, where my grandma lived, it was right across the street from cattle ranch because Alaska County.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom said for
We
fun.
lived by Space Farms.
By which ones?
Space Farms. So that they had like a petting zoo, they had a bear zoo, they had stuff like that, and they had milking cows.
Oh.
And they would show all this stuff. It was a working farm, but it had all these other places that did these little events for people. So they kind of tried to make it like an attraction.
It's not just me. It's not just me. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, my mom said they lived across from the cattle ranch across the road, and for fun they would take a stick of wood and agitate the bulls. I'm like, why would you do that? We lived in the country. We didn't have any entertainment. And then one day the bull got loose.
And the bull wasn't happy.
No. My mom said her and my aunt and her brothers, they just all went running. Her brothers threw both of them into the house and they went under the house. I'm just like, chasing chickens, I understand, but why would you want to? Well, hey, it's Florida.
Don't play with bulls. Don't do that.
Don't do
Cows
that.
get angry too. If you go near cows when they have calves, oh yeah, don't.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But people will still do that anyway. And for some of you Northerners who are just like, oh, that's just crazy and doesn't make sense. What is cow tipping?
Yeah, cow tipping is insane.
I've seen where I went to college in Pennsylvania.
Try moonshine cow tipping.
Oh my
Guilty. No, we did that twice. The first time, none of us made it over the fence. The second time, we got chased out of the thing because we jumped into the pen with the bulls. Never again.
Linda, that's my sister's weapon of choice. I have the accuracy to throw for distance, to hit with the shoe, but my sister is the wooden spoon ninja. I'm just saying.
Listen, that wooden spoon, if she comes at me with that, I run still.
Nowhere near the worst story I've heard about rednecks and farm, and I just I'll bet. I'll bet. I'll bet. Well, folks, 63 of you folks in here. So why don't we just get to the absolutely crazy memes? I love the Florida memes group on Facebook. It's funny, especially when Northerners get roasted when they come in here and say stupid stuff. Just saying. Just saying. So, of course, welcome to Florida.
I do like that shirt on that mannequin. I like that shirt on that. Yeah, I like that.
I do. That's like that's like the GTA look.
Yeah.
Yeah. AI generated. For some AI just likes generating Florida man type of stuff. Unless you get too specific, like, DUI, drug raids, stuff like that. That kind of thing. We don't really want to really want to do that. In Florida, we are either getting air fried or after it rains, we are getting steamed. Either way, we are cooked all summer. Yes.
Yeah. And microwaved. That's when you're in the car, your AC goes out and your windows don't work. You're done.
And you're stuck. It's just a mess. I mean, today it's like, okay, so I go to Target. It's like I get there and I park. It's crazy hot outside. Then it starts raining and I come outside and it's like you're getting steamed. It's just absolutely insane. Or frozen if you go inside and the AC is cranked all the way up,
Oh, when you walked into the O&C before, right?
Which one?
Operations checkout on base, on center?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You ever notice how cold it is when you walk in right to that hallway? You know why they do that, right?
Why?
To put the gators right into hibernation.
That makes sense.
Yeah. We're not kidding you, people. You walk in there, it's like you get hit into a walk-in freezer. You're like trekking through this whole parking lot to get into the building, and it's like bang, because the sensor's open for anything. It's insane. It's insane. So I get what you're saying. That's about like going into what's that one liquor store where you have to go in and get your own beer out of the fridge, out of the freezer. Who thought of doing that? That was
Winn-Dixie.
No. But it's up in New Smyrna Beach. You go in there and you have to go. You're like in there and you're going in your bathing suit, so you're in swim trunks and maybe a wife beater shirt, and you go in there and they're like, "Oh yeah, go get your own case of beer back. It's cold." You open the freezer and then you're just stunned. You're just like, do I got to move in this?
That's a 7-Eleven. I've seen that.
I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
Or usually some other, we called it a package store, but it is a liquor store down here, like independent liquor store. I've seen that. People go in and they open it. Yeah, it's just crazy.
No.
Yeah. Publix, they have the nice cooled sections. You just reach in and grab.
Grab it. Don't walk, the whole body insert into this freezing pile. It's like, oh yeah, the AC feels good, but I don't want to walk into a freezer after I've been out 90 all day.
Especially in flip-flops. That's not fun.
Or what bathing suit? You're done.
Completely done. Yeah, these are the temperatures forecast for Memorial Day weekend. The temperature gauge in my car, the one that tells you the outside temperature, it hit 100 a couple of times this week. I thought something was wrong. I'm like, what's wrong with the sensor?
Why do you think I put ceramic tint on the truck all the way around? the heat rejection, and it still gets to 100.
It's
It's
nuts.
nuts. It's crazy.
It's so nuts. I mean, one of the things that I love about my car, I bought it for heated seats and heated steering wheel, but it came with air conditioned seats as well. And
Fan blower, yeah.
whoo, that's some lovely stuff. Well, first you have to cool the car down because, like, I was at, when you go to Disney and you see people outside standing around the car with the doors open, that's to get the AC cranked up. If you don't have a remote starter, see, I have one. I have a remote starter, and
I
can
have one I
start
can
it.
do with my cell phone, so I can start the car when I'm in the park. I don't
Mhm.
even see it. It's the
Yeah.
truck that does it, but I put the ceramic tint on so it cools down a lot faster.
Yep. I just get off the tram, hit the button. And by the time I get to my car, it's nice and cool on the inside. But if you don't, especially if you have leather seats, don't sit on them. Don't.
That's why I like Universal's parking lot.
Yes, because it's covered.
It's got that I
But Epic Universe isn't. You want to know why?
I know.
Lockheed Martin OPSEC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't wait till they buy that building and then they can build a parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that sounds wrong.
No, it's not wrong because they can move up to to their North Campus. I don't think anybody's missiles and fire control isn't because I think those were the first Lockheed Martin buildings that were there, and then they did the North Campus with Simulation Institute and up there near UCF. Yeah, they won't be there for very long. Hey, Chef Nation. Got home just in time, saw the last Mission Impossible, and it made the chef cry. Girl, you and me both.
You seen it?
Yes, I saw it today.
I don't want to hear nothing yet.
I'm going to talk about it on Tuesday. All I'm going to say is, if you're an action fan, we ate that stuff up, and the theater was packed.
Linda, we're going.
Packed. Okay. As in, where did all these freaking people come from?
They've been waiting for a good movie.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've been in a movie packed like that since, no, Minecraft was like that, but Five Nights at Freddy's was definitely like that.
Oh, that was a funny movie.
I enjoyed that. The fact that I could go see it in the theater and then come home and watch it on Peacock, it was amazing. Texan, Peacock could never handle heat like Texas. It's 96 degrees all week. Floridians, you got to put on the Bane voice, right? You merely adopted the heat. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the temperatures below 100 until I was already a man, and by then it was nothing to me but cold.
Yeah.
Well, Jed, we're going to have to agree to disagree, but you'll know my reasoning on Tuesday. When you live in Florida, it's not a matter of if, but when. Yeah, doesn't hurricane season kick off the end of this month?
Basically,
already.
Yeah, it's sort of basically. It starts, June.
Yeah. Yeah, it means I got to
I
check
figure, that's why people go, hey, I want to come visit Florida in June. Why?
Do you know?
Come down December till May. You're good.
Do you know what's coming? Let's put it this way. There's a reason the Spanish treasure fleet made sure to not be traversing across the Atlantic during hurricane season. They wouldn't leave until I think October, and then made sure they were out of there by April or May. That's why. That reminds me, I got to check my darn hurricane supply.
And here's a little secret. If you're shopping for insurance, Do it before August because the rates go up August to the rest of the year. And then they come back down again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So remember, when there's a discount on Disney in August, that's the height of hurricane season. So if you're an informed traveler, you already know, because we're just like, okay, we know hurricane season. What's the backup plan in case, our flight gets delayed or we got to stay a couple extra days or something, like that. But yeah.
And if you're all visiting and you're here for a hurricane, do not take my hurricane cakes. Thank you.
I know, right? Have you seen the idiots surfing out there when there's a hurricane incoming? I'm not gonna lie. I went to college with some folks who were like, yeah, hurricane's coming, but we're gonna go out there and we're gonna go surfing. We're gonna go down to Sebastian Inlet. We're gonna go surfing. I'm like, y'all stupid.
I have friends of mine who do. I got to get you those clips. I got friends who actually stand out in the storms with the flags and do things, do the whole Florida man thing in the hurricanes. I got to send you that. I'm friends with these people.
You gosh.
Did I just say that live? Yes, I did.
You did, but that's okay. You're among friends.
What the hell is that?
We see you, Ocala. The fresh out of jail slides are a nice touch. There's a sign that says "Trick it ain't easy."
Well, I was hungry.
I tell you, the stuff I've seen. Ocala, I want to say that's almost like shoot. Oh, Stark, because that's where the state prison is. Stark. If you're driving on 17 towards Palatka, okay, you have to drive by the state prison at Stark.
That man, you know this person?
Every time we would drive near Stark, I'm like, okay, the wait, all right, so we got the doors locked, all that, yeah.
What's that one town up there that has all the jails? You go through there and it's like you just lock your doors. It's in the middle of nowhere, and it's like jail, prison. And it's Lake County, Lake something, Lake County.
It's
no, not Lake County. I'm trying to remember the name of the damn town, but it's you head up that way, and it's like going up. It's in the middle of nowhere. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, look that up for me because I'm just
we were warned. We were doing something for the FPL contract doing, and they're like, "Hey, when you guys go there, please lock your doors or make sure you're armed." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, there's a lot of jails there, and sometimes, things happen.
Yeah, Scott says Lake Butler.
It could be. It's in the middle of friggin' nowhere, and there's just nothing but jails there, prisons, and it's like, I gotta pull it up. I'll get it for you. I gotta look it on the map. Yeah, I'm
curious. Stark is such a lovely town. Yeah. It's a landmark too. They're like, Stark, yeah, once you go past the state prison and Stark, I know I'm like about 20 minutes away from Palatka. Mark said, I work the state of Florida account. There's prisons all over this state.
I'm looking at the map now. Don't mind me.
Prisons, and let's put it this way. If you're on Orange Blossom Trail, after you get past the Mall of Millennia, you might get a glimpse of the 33rd Street jail. Near 33rd Street and John Young Parkway. Yeah, that's an interesting site to drive by. See, the jail, the concertina wire, the bail bonds places, and the no-tell motel that's right next to it.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm looking on the map right now, and I'm trying to remember the name of the town. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on it.
It'll
Like,
hit
in
us
the
later.
middle of nowhere. They'll come to me.
Yeah, it'll hit us later on. Why does Captain America always look like a seagull just stole his French fries at a Florida beach?
Linda told you about the seagull stealing the Chick-fil-A sandwich out of her hand in the window of the car, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She had that type of look.
Folks, do not feed the seagulls. They will spot your food before you spot them.
And they will steal it out of your hands.
They will steal it out of your hand. Those things are freaking gangster. Seagulls are so annoying. Other birds don't want to be around them. I kid you not.
Yeah.
Seagulls and bin
I
chickens. No one wants to be around.
I don't even call them rats with wings. I just call them scavengers. You know, they're Lake City. That's it, Mark. Lake City.
Oh, okay. We're I-10 and I-75 meet. Wow.
Yeah. That they're like, hey, when you go through here, please make sure you lock your doors or be armed. Excuse me?
That is nuts. Oh my gosh. And I always notice there's so many state prisons that are near universities. I'm just saying. Yeah, I've noticed that.
They should do those, scared straight things for the kids that drink too much.
Mm-hmm.
That might be good. Adult scared straight courses. There you go.
Yeah. Spend some time in the state prison. Must be a holiday weekend in Florida. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up some Publix fried chicken tomorrow. I can't wait.
I'm thinking about it because that'd be good. And I got to go to the grocery store anyway.
Yeah, with some Southern style potato salad. That's what Southern style potato salad looks like, because you've got the potatoes, you got the eggs, you got all of that stuff in there. It is not the potato salad like that potato salad at Disney Studios that gave me and my sister Talia PTSD. Did I tell you the story?
I don't think so.
Okay, y'all, if you guys know it in the chat, don't say anything. Okay, so maybe like 10 years ago, my sister and camera girl, we went on a trip to Disney from Philly. And so we're over at Disney Studios, and I think like over there were Rosie's All American, that stand over near Tower Terror. It has like a bunch of little places, get quick to go food. So we're looking on what to get, and we see this thing that says potato side with potato salad. And we're like, oh, okay, yeah, that would kind of hit the spot, have some potato salad with the chicken that we were going to get. The Disney cast member who is Black and who is from Florida said, I think I should show you what it looks like, and then you can decide whether or not you want it. I'm like, why? Does it like bacon or something in it? Yes, potato salad, bacon. All right. She brings over this cup. And literally what is in it are red potatoes that are chopped up with green beans and like vinegar in it. And my sister and I looked at that. We looked at each other. We looked at that, and our face said it all. She said, cast member said, the face you're making, that's exactly the face a whole lot of other guests make when they order. So I figured I'd bring it up for my sister.
Oh, good thing you didn't bite into that. Oh my God. No.
Yes, that is the potato salad. No. No.
Linda posted her little thing in the chat. You'll like that about the seagull. Oh my God.
Oh, where'd you put it? I was sitting in my car with the window rolled halfway down. And that damn seagull flew in at just the right angle and snatched my chicken sandwich out of my hand. Unreal. Yes. They're just, it's just, yeah. No. I was just like, how dare you serve that to any living person? I will say, thankfully, it's no longer on the menu. But
Okay, I was going to ask that next.
I have such PTSD. I can't even order from there. I said,
Now I know when you
considering
walk through the park stream why you won't go there. Now I
No.
know.
I won't. I won't. I won't. I'm just like, don't y'all ever, 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 ever bring that. I've heard of lots of kinds of potato salad, but never with green beans. Wow. Yeah, I don't know who was smoking what when they decided to put that on the menu. It's like, you're not in New England. You do know you're in Florida,
No, but even in New
right?
England, no.
No,
No.
I mean, at least put mayonnaise or something in. I can work with that. I can really work with that. But the fact that
Vinegar?
no, 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 that was the most naked potato salad I've ever seen. In my life. It was bad. Oh gosh, it was so bad. This Memorial Day weekend, and I do think this is AI generated, but I don't care. Please dress for the body you have, not the body you wish you had. Thank you.
I'd love to go to Playa Linda Beach on a certain lot and see what was happening. They don't wear nothing there, so there you go. If you all want to go blind, go to that beach.
Islander. Mm-hmm.
But I'll say you can never unsee what shouldn't be seen.
No, yeah, it's you can't unsee that. You're gonna need brain bleach if you want to, unsee it. Thanatos, yes, I've had German potato salad. I've had that. Like
That's not German potato salad, though.
I've had that, but not with beans. Yeah, not with beans. Mm-mm. 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 What does Chef Nation say? I need to slap my wordplay.
Copy it, Chef. Post it.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. But I thought of that. And then I found this via AI that just cracked me up. I'm like, what? I guess we can't tell Godzilla that. But it's freaking funny.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In other words, if you weigh 400 pounds, forget the bikinis and speed up. Just dress for your size. Really, it's okay. It's
Well, at
okay.
400 pounds, everything looks like a friggin' Speedo.
I need a sign like that at every park in Florida. Yeah, especially the pools at the theme parks. I mean, I'm
You know how I avoid seeing that stuff?
what?
I don't go.
Well, when got that beach, when I was going there, yeah, I did. It was wild. TJ Knight's covered her eyes. Jed Rippermose's bro, that's a dad bod right there.
Man, no.
Too funny. I love Godzilla, so I had to do that. Happy start to your 3-day Memorial Day weekend. Be safe.
What does yellow mean again?
I forget. Let's see.
You still got that chart?
I should have that chart handy because I keep forgetting. Oh, yellow is a mid-level swap for those who want to have fun but are still nervous.
Eh. Still, really, lady?
Check the chart. What is it? Yeah, let me see. I'll show you guys the chart. This is so interesting. Now I have like 3 screens. I'm like losing stuff and whatnot. Okay, I got it. No, I don't.
We gotta make a game called Guess the Loofah Challenge.
Yes, Chef Nation, there is there's a chart. Okay, why is StreamYard is acting up right now? Hang on. It won't let me share it. And now it decided it wanted to freeze on me. That's not
That's not
good.
good.
That's not good. It is so not good. Okay.
So we're stuck
I
looking at this woman.
yeah, we're stuck looking at her for a little bit. Let me
Let's
see.
see.
I do. Oh my gosh, I so do not want to. This is. I think this is my PC's way of saying I hate you so much. Okay, I will be right back. I just got to restart Chrome. Hang on.
Okay. So I'm stuck here. Hi all. I'm just behaving. Keely, I heard this person with the loofah is waiting for you at one of the beaches. I'm trying to behave, Jed. I know you can. I've seen some streams where you behaved. Linda, I'm not swearing. Don't you make me start. And now she's laughing in the other room. No, she can't hit that computer. I don't want to have to, deal with that. She might beat it. It's most likely Chrome being difficult. Let's see. Loofah codes. Awesome. Let's see. Yep. Yellow is a mid-level swap. Those who want to have fun but are still nervous. Teal. I'm going to leave that alone. Yep, there's no... At least they don't have a rainbow one, all. They don't have a rainbow one. Because that could be a scary thing. If it listed, simple color code, you add one that's multiple colors, everything's downhill. Yeah, she wanted to be exfoliated, Mark, but I'm not sure, what kind of exfoliation she wants. Thank you, DJ Knight. Also got a nice white one that way. Buddy Hepburn, that's bad, man. And I'm back. I think she's coming back in.
I hate StreamYard so freaking much right now.
Was it, or did you try running it in Brave?
No.
Because it doesn't. Brave's not giving me as hard a time with memory usage. Like I'm at 296 megabytes running this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I try running it on Chrome, yeah, it ramps it up. And on Brave, with the stream being broadcast through YouTube, it's at a gig by itself, steady.
I have a black one. I'll have to bring it up another time. For some reason, it got mad at me and did not want to let me show it.
Here, let's see if I can.
Only thing is, StreamYard only works with Chrome.
No, it works with I'm using it now.
Oh, on Brave. Okay.
Yeah, Trust me, I'll show you later. It's no biggie.
The hard boot, he on the hard rock. Yeah, that I haven't had that happen in like a couple months. Where that happened,
I don't have any banjos, DJ Night, just
and
guitars.
I can't. Yeah, it's like sometimes I can't. StreamYard does such crazy stuff. Sometimes they'll push stuff they won't tell you, and it'll make stuff unstable and just will freak every single thing out. It's my life was simpler without that StreamYard. Where's your banjo?
I don't have a banjo for you. I can make you one.
Love a good banjo or a fiddle. That's usually what we hear when we go across the Rice Creek Bridge or black. Or better yet, when you're on 17. Let's put it this way. People think that Orlando is so urban, but trust me, it's not. When you go outside of the city limits, you want to talk about some country stuff. Woo! One word, Bithlo.
Now I'm gonna have to get a banjo for the next time I come on the stream for your sister.
She's been some places for real. I would like that. Yeah, I'll have to I will have to eventually look into Brave. We'll see what's going on. Like I said, this is I can't even put my finger on when it happens, but usually StreamYard is involved.
Yeah, because it's been stable since we've done it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been very stable.
Yeah. It's not the computer itself.
No, it's not that. It's always a software where I'd have to literally go into, okay, I'm getting a little technical, but I'd have to go into the darn task manager and start killing processes. That's what I would have to do. But
I might know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Kill it. Find the PID and just kill it.
Kill it.
Kill it. So at least we get to this part that I wanted to show you guys. And this is from the Florida Department of State, Florida History. Floridians in military service, war heroes. So again, folks, you got to remember, Memorial Day is to celebrate or honor. I like both terms, those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for this country. And as crazy as Florida is, Florida is a very military friendly state. Okay. Yeah. Very, 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 very much so. So 7 adopted or native Floridians have received the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest award for heroism. They were Army Air Force Second Lieutenant Robert E. Femoyer of Jacksonville, Army Second Lieutenant Alexander Sandy Nininger of Fort Lauderdale, Navy Pilot Commander David McCampbell of West Palm Beach, Army Air Force Major Thomas B. McGuire of Sebring, Marine Private Robert M. Tresaeus of Altoona. I guess that's Altoona, Florida. The only Altoona I know of is in Pennsylvania. Army Private James H. Mills of Fort Meade, and Crawford Native Army First Lieutenant Cecil H. Bolton. Of the 7 men listed above, only Bolton, McCampbell, and Mills survived the war. So let me see. I have a couple, just 3 of them that were listed that I'm going to go through, because the latter 2 that they go into later into detail in that article, their story, all the stories are great, but those 2 are the ones that have stuck with me the most, and we'll get to that in a minute. So this is Robert Edward Femoyer, Medal of Honor action place over Mersburg, Germany. So for conspicuous gallantry, let me look this up. Conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty near Mersburg, Germany on 2nd November 1944. While on a mission, the bomber, of which Second Lieutenant Femoyer was a navigator, was struck by 3 enemy anti-aircraft shells. The plane suffered serious damage, and Second Lieutenant Femoyer was severely wounded in the side and the back by shell fragments which penetrated his body. In spite of extreme pain and great loss of blood, he refused and offered injection of morphine. He was determined to keep his mental faculties clear in order that he might direct his plane out of danger and so save his comrades. Not being able to arise from the floor, he asked to be propped up in order to enable him to see his charts and instruments. He successfully directed the navigation of his lone bomber for 2.5 hours, so it well avoided enemy flak and returned to the field without further damage. Only when the plane had arrived in a safe area over the English Channel did he feel he had accomplished his objective. And then, and only then, he permitted the injection of a sedative. He died shortly after being moved from the plane. The heroism and self-sacrifice of Second Lieutenant Famoyer are in keeping with the highest traditions of the U.S. Army. That's some badass stuff. I mean,
Yes, it is. And we worry about kids needing safe spaces now. And this guy, come on.
he's really young. He's like a young kid, almost like what?
was,
like
yes.
late, maybe like mid 20s. But I know some people who lied about their age in order to enlist during World War II.
On all sides, on all the Allied sides, they did that. The Axis side, they just got put in as a kid anyway. They didn't care.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, just, and not modern aircraft, folks.
Nope.
You've got analog, you've got, to actually know your map. I'm always amazed by what they were able to do in World War II. This is just awesome. So this is, yes, Robert Edward Famoyer. I will drop the links actually in the description box of the video, so you guys can go back and read for yourselves. So next one we have is Lieutenant Alexander R. Nenninger's Medal of Honor, and apparently this is listed at the National World War II Museum in New Orleans. I've never been there, so that is definitely going to be on my bucket list. I talk a lot about World War II because when it comes to war stories, my grandfather, who was a World War II vet, told me a ton of them. So my uncle tells the Vietnam stories. What? Sorry,
my grandfather didn't talk about it at all. Not World War II. No.
There were some who didn't. I think with my grandfather, he told me the humorous and the interesting stories, but he was just like, there's some things I do not want to remember at all. So when people tell me or try to tell me that the Holocaust did not happen, I'm like, no, I know. I went to school with kids whose grandmothers, their grandparents, some of them still had those ID numbers that the Nazis put on them. And my grandfather also liberated. He didn't tell me which one because he didn't really want to talk about it. But he was just like, yeah, I'd never seen anything like that when he saw a concentration camp that they had liberated. He was just like, he could not believe, the stuff that he saw. But let's see here. For his actions, January 12th, 1942, near Aboukir, Bataan. Ooh. Every time I hear Bataan, I have to shudder. The Bataan Death March.
Yeah.
Google it, kids. That's all I'm going to say. On the island of Luzon in the Philippines, the U.S. Army First Lieutenant Alexander R. Sandy Nenninger was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor for gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty. It was the first Medal of Honor awarded in World War II. Ooh, there's a lot about him in here.
Yeah.
Wow. There's like a ton. So let's see here. I'm going to skip over the front matter here. He's born in Gainesville, Georgia, but the family moved to Fort Lauderdale in 1926. And yes, he was a West Point grad. Let's see. The Ninninger family moved to Fort Lauderdale in 1926, but Sandy's interest in West Point and determination did not waver. He received a congressional appointment to West Point his senior year in high school, and he entered the United States Military Academy on July 1st, 1937. I'm going to go down here a little bit more. It's evident Sandy also had a strong sense of patriotic duty. A friend once asked him why he wanted to be a soldier and questioned whether he could actually hate and kill someone. Sandy quietly replied, "I would not kill out of hate, but I would kill out of love for my country."
Yeah.
Some of y'all need to remember this line, actually.
A lot of people in wartime, you're soldiers, you're not there to hate your opposition. You're there to do something for your country. And people tend to forget that.
They do. Hey,
They
Sam.
forget that you're ordered to do things. It's not a matter of, oh, I'm doing this out of hate or spite. You're doing it out of honor and duty. You're being told to do this. And, you know, that's why soldiers are soldiers, you know.
Yeah. That's why as a kid, I never understood like a lot of just straight up hate that Vietnam vets would get. Cause I'm just like, wait a minute, World War II vets, y'all absolutely loved them to death. Couldn't do enough for them. World War II Korea vets. But why is it with Vietnam that all seemed to change?
Propaganda.
Yeah. We found that out too.
Yep.
Found that out too. So let's see. Graduated near the top of his class in West Point, commissioned in the infantry. Sandy requested service in the Philippines. During a brief leave at his home in Florida, his congressman asked why he chose duty in the Philippines as his first assignment. The new lieutenant offered that it was there he believed he could best serve his country. So he arrived in the Philippines just a short while prior to the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. And let's see, I'll go down here a little bit more because I want to talk about this. This is really detailed. I'm not rushing to be disrespectful. I'm kind of rushing because there's the other two I want to get to. But let's see, without air cover, see. Without air cover or any ability to interdict the Japanese convoys, the U.S. forces on the island of Luzon struggled alongside newly mobilized and inexperienced Philippine divisions to defend against the Japanese landings. So on December 13th, the Japanese truly began to hit us with landings at multiple beaches. There soon followed what Wainwright described as endless days and nights of killing the Japanese and getting killed and withdrawing. So let's see. He earned a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. The 19th was promoted to first lieutenant. The same day, he managed to send a brief radio message to his parents. Well, Merry Christmas, Sandy. It was the last message his parents received from him. Wow, this is a really, really, really long, really.
It's sombering, and when you think about what they did, and they were kids.
Yeah,
Our standard, they're kids.
Just kids. And they did, they did the job that they signed up for. And I don't have time to go through the whole one. It's very long and detailed. I'll drop a link in, but needless to say, the fact that this guy was the first one, the first Medal of Honor awarded in World War II, this whole write-up is worth it. So definitely go and check that out. And let's see. Sam says another amazing book about 3 nurses' experience during the Philippine occupation is When We Had Wings. Oh, okay. I love books, so I definitely want to check that out. Baton was vicious. Yes, it was. Don't ask me about MacArthur, though. I just know in history class, when we learned about the Baton Death March, we were just like, damn.
Yeah.
That's all we can say. So let's see. So there, where did it go? Where did it go? Okay. 2 other Florida heroes, and these are the 2 that I want to talk about. Captain Colin P. Kelly Jr. of Madison, Florida, who died just 3 days after the American entry into World War II, became a symbol of American resistance during the conflict, or the early days of the conflict. A B-17 bomber pilot in the Philippines, Kelly and his crew bombed a ship. Where did they go? Sorry, let's see. Bombed a ship they mistakenly believed to be the battleship Haruna. A Japanese fighter subsequently damaged Kelly's plane. He ordered his crew to bail out, but was unable to exit the plane before it crashed. Kelly posthumously received the Distinguished Service Cross based on the belief that he damaged or destroyed the Haruna, and also because he stayed with his plane until his crew could bail out.
Huh.
I mean, that is just awesome. And this is him. Colin Kelly's story of bravery during the first bombing missions in the Pacific flourished at a time when nearly all war news was grim. It's like, gosh, this is amazing. So again, yet another really, really good write-up. Oh, wow.
That's cool.
That is really, I love seeing stuff like this from that time period. Wow. Gave his life after his plane destroyed. This is one of the reasons why, and the way I love the digital age, because even if you can't physically touch it,
You can see it.
you can see it. And there's so much. It's like when you see things like this, artifacts like this, from where it takes it from just this concept of being in history to, yes, this thing actually, this actually happened. So that is Colin Kelly. And let's see. And the last one, and this one is actually my favorite. Monticello resident and U.S. Marine Sergeant Ernest Boots Thomas led the patrol that planted the first American flag on Iwo Jima's Mount Suribachi during the ferocious Battle of 1945. This achievement was overshadowed by a second, highly publicized flag raising later the same day. In the vicious fighting that followed on Iwo Jima, Thomas was killed in action. His family later received the Navy Cross awarded for his service. So to me, anytime I think of World War II, I always think about that picture of the flag being raised over Iwo Jima. To find out that there was a Florida man involved with that blows my mind. Absolutely. And from Florida memory, here we go. In the morning of February 23rd, 1945, a group of brave Marines surrounded by enemy fire made their way to the top of Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima, Japan, in the midst of a battle for the island. After nearly 4 days of fighting, 6 Marines planted a flag atop the 550-foot summit as a symbol of hope and endurance to encourage their brother at arms to keep fighting. This event preceded a second flag raising 4 hours earlier in the same spot and was immortalized by a photograph taken by the Associated Press photographer Joe Rosenthal. This was back when the AP was worth a damn. All right. Wow. And this is a sculpture of the second flag raising. The sculpture was located at Cape Coral Gardens in Cape Coral, Florida, until it was moved to 4 Mile Ecological Preserve. Staff Sergeant Lewis R. Lowry photographs the first flag raising that morning of February 23rd. These six infantrymen were from the 3rd Platoon Company, Company E, 2nd Battalion, 28th Marines, 5th Marine Division. One of the men on the summit was Platoon Sergeant Ernest Ivy Boots Thomas Jr., who grew up in the small city of Monticello in the Florida Panhandle. I know exactly where that is.
Okay.
Exactly where Monticello is. Actually, I have some family that live near Monticello. Just shy of his 21st birthday. This young platoon sergeant bravely led his men up the summit that morning to help plant the flag, and then was immediately whisked away to report the event to the press. A second flag was raised because it was decided the first flag wasn't large enough for all Americans to see. And there's a picture. And there's dude up top.
Insane.
This is insane. And so amazing. It says, yeah, this is the type of kind of stuff that makes me tear up. Original flag raisers. The video that was taken of that exact event, the flag being raised over Iwo Jima, the man who took the video was the last video he took before he died. They still have not found his body. Wow. Yeah. Monticello is only a hour drive from Tallahassee. Spent many day trips there. Yeah. It's a little small town. But dude made a huge impact. It just, and there's of course many other stories from other parts of the United States of soldiers who paid, the ultimate price. But since this is the Welcome to Florida show, and Florida man is the absolute most gangster, that's why we got the badass stories to tell. To tell you guys. So
you got to figure they were young. They loved their country. They fought. They went over there. They did their things, and total different time, different way of thinking.
Totally different time. I mean, my grandfather said when he got back from World War II, people couldn't do enough for him. Literally, they were just, they were heroes. But yeah, all the wars we were in, to even people whose lives unfortunately were taken, like training accidents, stuff like that. Please don't forget what Memorial Day actually means.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, I love doing shows like this. I love doing the Welcome to Florida show, but I love digging into history and finding things out, where Florida contributes to. And why, I don't know if you saw this, it was on X like a couple of weeks ago, where, I don't know, some idiot European put up this map that basically said, where the Europeans would be able to take over the United States. And sure enough, people were like, do know we have Florida Man, right? You do know this.
They want to take over where?
The US, it was so funny. They had like this section, we take over, New England, take over, California, we take over like Florida and Texas. We're just like, you have no idea. You have zero idea. It was so funny because they were just getting clowned on X.
They have to let's just take out civilians with the firearms. Let's just take out our active military. Okay. Let's just talk about the veterans who are pissed off that you're going to come here and try to do that. No, you don't want that smoke. Mm-mm. You do not want that smoke.
Mm-mm. It's so different here. And for folks who are asking, yes, I've been to Europe several times.
I've seen a meme. Europeans, they're getting held by gunpoint. Oh my God, don't shoot me. Take my thing. Americans, bang. Sorry.
Yep. That's how it is here.
Sorry, home invasion. Don't kill me. Americans, bang. It's like.
Yeah. Totally different here. Well, you guys are absolutely welcome. I mean, we joke a lot about Florida Man, but there's other great historical information to share. So now you guys know, and now you can share. Much love for y'all in Europe. I do. And especially a lot of love for the Europeans that come to the United States and stay here for obvious reasons. They love the freedom here, just saying. Especially in the state of Florida. So, Tom, where can people find you? And what do you have coming up, my dear?
Well, I've been kind of stream hopping on people and just, I got to get a giant big blue wrench so I can hold it up in the middle of the stream and just go, I'm wrenching. And I got my little channel, TJ Magna Fee, just to play on some of the old names I used to use. So I'm planning to do more stuff. I'm going to be going to Epic on Wednesday.
Ooh.
And I'm going to be hanging out Berry Place, 28. And seeing if we can get some of that live stream going. Maybe I'll video bomb him and jump on his stream. But I don't know. I got some things coming, Lorena, that I might want to, be picking your brain on.
Okay. I love her Judd.
Yep.
We
shot him a lot.
You guys are welcome. You guys are very, very, very welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. I sure do appreciate it. As for your girl, let's see, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, gonna be playing Doom. That should be fun.
I'm gonna be watching that if I'm not dragged out someplace. And I'm gonna be like poking at you and seeing if I can like somehow hack you and get you in there so I can shoot at you back.
Well, it's the old school Doom, like the first one with the janky graphics.
That's fun. I love that game.
I can't wait. I haven't played it in years, so I'm gonna be playing that. And of course, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m., the Spice Lounge. We're gonna be talking about live action Lilo and Stitch. We're gonna be talking about the Mission Impossible movie. We're also going to be talking about Final Destination Bloodlines, because an interesting thing is happening at the movie theaters. There's films that people actually want to see and pay for.
Did you see that thing with somebody was at Bloodlines and the roof cave in?
I saw that.
I was like, oh hell no.
That's just too.
That's your time to leave. And don't go back to see that movie.
Nope. Don't go see it. But yes, we are going to be talking about that on Tuesday. Talking about, hey, Hollywood, well, let's put it this way. The smart ones have figured out, let's put movies that people actually want to watch. And I gotta say, much thanks to Tom Cruise, because he definitely knows the fans and the paying public are the people who enable him to make the films that he does. Megan 2.0, let's watch it together. I don't think it's gonna be as good as the first Megan, but we can do that. Yeah, we can go to movies and watch that together.
I want to see this new Mission Impossible, so maybe I'll drag Linda out tomorrow to go do that.
I had a great time along with everybody else in the theater watching it. I mean, we had a blast. Michael Nellis, what are we watching Saturday? We are watching the animated Lilo and Stitch movie. That's
Ooh.
what we're watching on Saturday. I haven't seen it in a couple of years. We're going to be watching that one. All right, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I sure do appreciate it. Appreciate you spending time with us. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. You're watching this on the replay. Hashtag replay crew. Hit that like button. We will see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.